Hello, welcome to Oz Scale Modelling. We're continuing with part 10 now of the 1/350th scale trumpeter model, the HMS hood. In the last video I showed that I finished painting this upper deck and come to the conclusion that everything's on there that needs to be there, and we're ready to put the wood deck, which will sit something like that on there. And once that's in place, I'll be able to start putting all the pieces that I've left off, mainly because either there's no gap for them or the gap's a bit tight. I want this to go on easy, so I'll be able to install quite a few of these little pieces and then paint them separately. That'll be all right. Also on this section here, you'd be able to build that up with these pieces that are already painted. They'll go around on here, and then that's the base for this, because I've painted in the deck color, and that will sit on top of that, and I can start building up onto that. I do have to tape this up. I'll mask all this up so that I can do the edges here in the same grey that's done on the outside. So I'll be taping that up and getting that sprayed, because obviously the deck tan is not going to extend up the sides there, so I'll need to fix that. So yeah, I'll get the decking on. It should go down quite easily. I'll be cutting out all the sections in here. See this? All these areas will come off, and then it will just peel up and should sit down quite nicely. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. I'll let you know how that goes when I get to it. Okay, I'll be back in a second. So I'm just going to show you how I prepare these. Basically, these wood decks are quite simple to work with. All it is a matter of lifting out the pieces that are already marked out. Come off quite easily. Even large ones come off. Put the black underneath so you can see that through. This there. It's just a matter of going across and taking all these pieces off. And then what's left gets to be peeled off and carefully placed over the top there. Even these larger sections here. You can see that's going to spot over there that comes from. So there's plastic still under there, but that'll all come off in one piece as I peel that off. Sit over all the cutout, over all the bits I've got ready for it. Okay, come back. This is on. See. Okay, so the decking went down perfectly. Use the end of a stick here to push down all the edges, and they all fitted over all the lifeboat supports. All the holes lined up perfectly. I'm glad I did leave off some of these bigger pieces to put on after, otherwise, because I'm pretty sure they're obviously meant to go on after the decking's down. But yeah, it's looking nice. Come up nice. So I'll spend the time now putting all the other little bits and pieces on and getting that looking nice. And probably then glue this section here. It will need the portholes done, as I've been doing, glazing the portholes with the glue to give them the glass effect. So I'll do that on the pieces that will be these. So all these pieces will be done, put on. And then I think we may have finished step 7 at that point. Oh, and I might even be at the point where we can glue this actually down onto the ship itself, because there's no need to have that off any longer. I'll double check through everything and photo etch and so forth. There is a tricky spot where there's some holes in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The stairs have to go in. Those stairs run down to the deck underneath. Now, I've seen on someone else's video they're building the same ship in the 200 scale, which is a lot bigger, and they've managed to drop them down in there and glue them in place, and using something to support so they wouldn't drop straight through. Otherwise it would be impossible. It would be tricky to get it out if they did fall through and this was glued down. So I might do a similar thing using a pin, because everything's obviously smaller. We'll see how that goes. I don't think that should be too much trouble. We'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, back in a sec. We'll see how it looks with all the bits and pieces on top. Okay, we're back now with a bit more progress done. You can see we've got this all this superstructure all glued down now. Also installed the walls around the front of this. Closer look at that. Where all the portholes glazed, so looks like there's glass in there. All went down well. All we need to do now is that will go. This top deck will go on. Start placing pieces on that. Sprayed the railings and the edge of that all grey. That's looking good too. And also got all the painting to do. Photo etch pieces on here. So I'm going to hand paint all those, along with the stairs will need to be painted. They're all undercoated in the HMS edge primer. So that will be fine. Yeah, starting to take shape. Pretty happy with that result. So I'll be back with most of all this painted, and possibly with that upper deck on top of there. And then we can cross off or step 4 is done. Step 5. So step 5 and the instructions can be marked off now, as that's all completed. We go over into step 6, where that's all done. Step 5 was basically just putting that top platform down, that top superstructure. Step 7 has a piece on the top here to be put on, and of course the stairs that need to be dropped down to the holes there. That's something we'll work on, and that'll complete step 7, and then you'll move over to step 8, which again I've completed with a lot of those pieces that I'm going to be painting. And there's a few more bits and pieces that will need to go on top of this deck up here. Step 7. Yeah, lots of fiddly bits, but it's working out. So get back soon and have a look and see where we're at. Okay, welcome back. So you can see here we've got the top deck of this area finally glued on. It's looking good. Got all the stairs on, everything's pretty much in place. Touched up. Just putting the stairs in. So see this pin here, what it's doing, you can see it, is it's through the upper railing of the stair ladder. It goes through that hole there, because the stairs are coming up from the deck below to this deck. So what I've done is I've just hung it through here so it doesn't fall through, and applied the glue. I'll let that dry and I'll slide this out and it'll be in place. There's one here, there's one to go over there, and then down here we've got another 1, 2. These ones I weren't going to bother putting in because you can't see underneath, even through this small little gap at the bottom here, which is a bit hard to see at the moment. Yeah, you can't see down that far where the stairs are, but you do see the rails coming up, hanging over the top, and there's also there'll be a railing around there as well. So for that fact, I'll be doing those ones as well. These ones at the back you can see. See in there at all. It's a bit dark, but yeah, looking through under the deck, you'll be able to see those stairs leading up. So yeah, so now I'm just working on the top of this, few little structures to put together, and then paint them before I put those on. And at this stage, we've just completed. Let's pull this back up. So we've just completed section 7 of the instructions. So I'll end up turning the page and see what we've got to work on next. I'll just adjust the camera here. Step 8 and 9 of the instructions we'll be getting onto next is mostly covering this area here. All the fittings, including a few lifeboats to go on the walls on the outside. So I'll finish off these stairs now and we'll come back and see where I'm at. Okay, so we've got this glued down. I've been working on the pieces to go on top of that. Got them painted up, drying, and I'll be putting those on. While they're drying, I'll be working on these little ladders you can see here, and they will go into these 3 little holes to go up from one deck up to this deck. So I've painted them and I'll pop them down in the holes just like I did with the others here on the deck. And that's about it for this video. I'll continue on with this over the weekend and probably put out a larger, longer video on Monday with what I've managed to get done over the weekend. So thanks for watching. And, don't forget to subscribe, hit notifications so you get notifications, and like it if you like it, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.